Welcome back to the Buds in the Box podcast. Before we get started, make sure you guys go check out the giveaway details in the description below. And we also have a special guest today, Zach Nolan from the Nolan Hockey Podcast. All of his links will be in the description below. And how you feeling after tonight's game?
It's a loss. A loss is a loss is a loss. I don't.
Yeah. Well, last time. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna say, like, I feel better knowing at least it didn't like go completely off the deep end after Hellebuck left the net. Like, at least we kept it like competent. And like, if we're being honest, it's like it's a 1-goal game with an empty netter. It's not the worst way to lose a game, but it's not a win.
Yeah, I was gonna say last time we asked you how you were, and we all said that we were doing great, and you corrected us.
You were lying.
You guys lost. Yeah, we were
You
lying.
were lying. The difference was that I was being honest and y'all were lying about it.
Yeah.
The difference is now we're all being honest about it.
Yeah. I mean, I bet the boys are feeling better after this one. Breaks the 5-game losing streak.
I mean, listen, to end a 5-game losing streak, especially against the next best team in the division, is the best way to do it in my eyes. So
yeah. And just to get started with the game, I want to get all your opinions on the Matthews, Foligno, and Marner line.
It's weird, right? Because for me, Foligno is never like it's always been about Matthews and Marner being the two people that really drive that line in general. I would say that whenever they're out, we always needed to make sure that we had our checking line out there, which takes a lot of time out of our top 6's minutes, but it's something that has to happen. Otherwise, because for perfect example, Lowry left the game before the goal by Marner. And if Lowry's on the ice there, he can help tie up stuff. I'm not saying the goal doesn't go in, but there's definitely a better defensive presence than having one of the two top lines out, because they're not good two-way playing, like two-way at playing. They're okay, but especially going up against a line that can move the puck as well as they do, it doesn't work. I would say Foligno worked very well in balancing, especially in the defensive zone. It felt like it's not like he was amazing, but at the same time, he was always a presence there, which is more than I can say for some of our offensive forwards in the defensive zone. So yeah, it's an interesting combination, I'd say.
Yeah, it's not like it's not like Foligno's going out there, and I think that was the difference between getting Hall at the deadline and getting Foligno at the deadline. It was like, you really don't need another elite, sniping playmaker on the first line. You've already got Matthews and Marner. It's better to have someone that can play defense and let them be more creative and like do what they want, right? So I think that was more of like acquiring Foligno, whether it's for Tavares and Nylander or for Matthews and Marner. I think he fits well, and we saw it this game.
Well, yeah, I would say it's very parallel in the sense of why Barry didn't fit with your guys' team as opposed to a guy like Brody. It's what does your team need to complement the two players you have on the line already, or the defensive partner you have. Yeah. It's not necessarily who's the best player.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he filled in pretty well for Hyman, I'd say. And definitely brings that defensive presence. I'm gonna fire through the first 5 goals because they kind of basically happened.
That's how it went. That's how it went.
So I was actually eating dinner for 3 of these goals. So
really,
yeah. I mean, I only missed like 5 minutes of the game, but apparently I missed like the whole thing. So 30 seconds in, Matthews from Marner. I did actually see the goal after. It was a really nice snipe for Matthews. About a little bit after 30 seconds later, then Simmonds scores from JT and Justin Hall. I didn't see that goal.
That was not a good goal.
Well, all right. Here's the thing about the first goal. The first goal was you have to see the whole play, because Marner actually sent a stretch pass all the way to Matthews at the other blue line, and both Jets defensemen, one of them was caught up on the boards doing I don't know, and then the other one was caught on the other side. Matthews kind of just split them. Yeah. What'd you see there?
Those would be so that is the defensive pairing that has been together the longest. And it's frustrating because they'll have stuff like this. And then one game they'll decide, yeah, we'll play well. So it's like, well, we can't break them up now. So Forbert decided that he was going to pinch on Mitch Marner, which is a dumb idea. It's a dumb idea, especially considering he doesn't land the pass to the player that he's trying to hit. It bounces off our guy, goes right to Mitch Marner. Pionk went to cover Forbert, who took 2 steps into the zone and then realized, oh, Matthews is just gone. I should probably go get that. And at that point, what is the point? Because he's already gone. He's in the slot. Yeah. It's a very good shot that beats Hellebuyck. The fact that it's short side is not on Hellebuyck. It's a very good play shot between the pad and the arm, I would say. Yeah, it's just a bad start, and it's just a bad mental lapse, like 27 seconds into the game.
Yeah. So for us, that's a good start. And a good mental start to the game. So
a good mental decision.
Yeah. 2 goals by Winnipeg. Oh, sorry, Felly, were you gonna say something?
Well, so I was just gonna say, like, that shot. Obviously, no goalie in the league is gonna have that. It doesn't matter if you're the Vezina winner or not. Announcer kept saying, "Oh, that's the former Vezina winner." Like, come on, no one's gonna stop that. You know?
Oh, I was having a day with this because they'd say something, and I was just like, "But like, look at it. Like, look at it again. Forget the fact that where he's shooting it, where the puck goes. It's the first shot of the game.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?" And the second shot, like the second goal is like that the Leafs get is a combination of bad defensive play because Simmonds gets a chance at the puck right outside of the crease, but also too, Hellebuyck should have that. I don't know how distracted he was by the guys in front, but it's going between the arm, like right in the arm. You have to have those, especially this early on.
I'd 6'4" as well.
Yeah, that second goal was a bit weak on Hellebuyck's part, but again, it's a lot of goalies need that. A few shots at the beginning of the game, like just to get into it a little bit, like game shots, not warm up shots, whatever.
Exactly.
So when his first shot is from Auston Matthews, right? That's hard to get back into the right mindset after letting in a goal in the first shot.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, as a goalie myself, I would say, warm-up shots are BS. They don't matter. No, like watch a goalie in the warm-up. You will see the guy who gives the least amount of Fs in your life. The puck could go on the ice, and my ass is gonna go like this and just reach down. You couldn't pay me to go on the butterfly. Like,
Jude, what do you think?
You need a game shot first.
He's not wrong. I mean, it's you just kind of feel the puck there and let them hit you.
Yeah, like, and then one asshole takes a slap shot at you, and you decide, you know what? I'm leaving the net now. You've lost the privileges.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've hit a couple goalies in the head in warm up. It's not good.
They leave the net.
Oh, so fast.
It doesn't even need to hurt. It just pisses you off.
Yeah.
And
in practice, I was on a team once where if you hit the goalie in the head in practice, everyone got on the line, and you did back skates. One guy hits him in the head, everyone back skates.
I wish.
I
wish.
Yeah.
Well, switching gears here. After those 2 quick goals by the Leafs, the Jets fire back with two quick goals of theirs, and I believe the first one was Scheifele and the second one was Kopp.
Yep. I did not see this coming.
Okay.
At all.
Yeah. So Scheifele was basically sitting in front of the net. And it was a really bad turnover by Justin Holl below the goal line.
Yeah. Yes.
He was turning over pucks below the goal line, him and Muzzin, all game.
Was he the one that turned it over on the second goal as well?
No, that was
Brody.
Oh,
was it Brody?
Yeah.
I thought it was Riley that did that, but
it was Brody with Brody's pass wasn't bad. Riley couldn't pick it up in front of the net, and that's what led to that pass.
So
in front.
It's arguably the same type of play twice. It's just a breakdown that's below the ring up.
For sure.
Where pretty much have a good chance at it. Like, Scheifele's is slightly through Campbell, but at the same time, it's a quick shot from in front, so it's kind of hard to get a read on those. And then on Kopp's, he has absolutely no chance.
Yeah. I mean, when you're sitting, below the goal line, turning a puck over as a defenseman, that's the worst thing you can do. Like, and then a puck just comes out. Holt doesn't get a good, he doesn't get a good stick on it, and Scheifele puts it in. I don't think Campbell even saw it, really. But
it was kind of lost in his feet.
And it's Mark Scheifele.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
I thought Hall got it. I was like, okay, Hall's got this. And then I just see Shifley put his hands in the air. I was like, all right, thanks, Hall. Thanks for that, eh?
yeah,
So,
yeah, bad turnovers leading to goals.
two of them,
That's
yeah.
basically hockey. So
Yeah, it's ones that we don't usually get. Like, it's funny. So Kopp and Appleton had assists on both of them, and then Kopp had the assist on the Shifley goal as well as the goal itself. And it's funny because those, like, Shifley rarely is on the same ice as Kopp and Appleton, because usually those guys are low in the third line position, though we do like to play them a lot. And Shifley would be our first line center. So just seeing them out there, I was kind of taken aback. I was like, okay, I'm not arguing with this. I would just like to know what happened to get us to this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's good, honestly. And Appleton seems to always get points against the Leafs. I don't know why.
yeah, that's
Same
true.
with Kopp. Kopp is a Leafs killer as well.
We came up with a Leafs
Appleton's
killer
got, like,
team.
Wow, Appleton has like 8 points, and I think 10 times they've played the Leafs in his career or something like that. Like, it's a lot for a third line player.
Ehlers too.
Yeah.
Ehlers is everyone's killer. Like, Ehlers, you could not make me say a bad thing about that Danish boy. He is having a time this season.
Yeah, I think it's interesting whether maybe it's something about not having people in the stands, and some guys aren't feeling as much pressure, or like, it's weird because some guys get momentum from fans, and then others get, like, you know, they could get overwhelmed, right? So especially for like a young player like him, and Ehlers, I think he's still super underrated.
Well, he started out like, his real breaking out, in my opinion, was the end of last year, our season series against the Flames, the play-in rounds that we lost in 4. That being said, though, when we lost in 4, we were missing Shifley and Laine for the entire playoff series because they got injured in the first game. Ehlers was the guy who stepped up by far. Like, Connor and Wheeler were invisible pretty much the entire time. Ehlers got into a lot of physical battles, played a very physical game, but also a very, I don't want to say like passionate game, but he was playing very motivated, which really helped. And he really hasn't slowed down since then leading into this season, which is great to see because we've been waiting forever for him to do it.
Yeah, that's the thing, is he's become such a good player, and teams aren't, I don't know if teams aren't noticing it or what, because you know that, like, for example, like the Jets, they have a game plan to try and shut down Auston Matthews, right? Like, or Mitch Marner, like that line, you know, they have that plan of let's match the third line with them. The Leafs are sitting in their dressing room going, let's shut down Shifley and Connor, right? And Wheeler. But I feel like a lot of teams are forgetting about Ehlers.
Well,
you know,
he's
like
the quarterback of that second power play unit, is what he is.
Yeah.
He gets that opening to just drive in. Like, he does this amazing play for himself where he always swings out right to around the blue line, top of the blue line, and then will come walk in. So it changes the angle from just having the two guys set up on the two like circles like they normally do, like how Shifley and Connor do. Ehlers will swing around, so he's coming in from a different angle, which is always great to see. We should probably keep moving. Honestly, now that I think about it, we're like 4 goals in. And you guys haven't even won the game yet, so let's go.
Yeah, well, Ehlers was one of my best fantasy pickups, so I'm happy about that.
Yeah, money.
But 2 minutes later, to end this goal barrage in the first period, we thought it was Jumbo. He finally gets his first goal after 26 games. They ended up giving it to Spezza. Regardless,
it wasn't a clean shot in.
Yeah.
This is how we're talking about. Unless your name is Auston Matthews, it's not going to be a clean shot.
Yeah, that's what I thought when I first saw it. It didn't look like Spezza touched it, but I mean, he did nick it a little bit, and you can see
he was there.
Direction. Yeah, and it was a good screen. And
that
goal got Hellebuyck pulled and Brossoit in the net.
That was on a delayed penalty too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
and because the thing was, we had a horrible line change leading up to that, which forced Perreault to hook Adam Brooks, which is just great to see because Brooksy's a Winnipeg boy. So every time I get to see Brooksy, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. All right. Because we don't have many. We have like 12 scattered around the league. The second I saw you guys just cycling it around, I was just sitting there going, oh, we are just praying for an interception right now. There is nothing driving. We were not pressuring you guys. We're just sitting back. Spezza's having like a picnic out in front of the net. I'm just like, No. It's a good play though by Thornton to put it on net there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was kind of questioning it because a guy like Thornton, he doesn't have a lot on his shot anymore. You know, I was kind of like, what are you doing? Why are you shooting it from the top of the, from the top
He's like
of the
in the
zone
slot.
like that?
He's got to try.
Yeah. So they were holding on to it for like 30 seconds by that point. So get a shot on net, right? So it worked.
Yeah. And I mean, Jude, did you have something to say about that goal?
No.
Oh, okay. You're just agreeing. And I guess that'll be the cue to move on to the second period. I mean, this period will be easier to go through because not as much action. Just a back and forth game. Everything starts to settle down, and the intensity did raise. Though there's a lot of big hits. I know Lowry got hit by Galchenyuk.
Lowry got hit in the first, I think.
Yeah,
it was by Galchenyuk. It's not a bad hit. It's technically a high hit, but it's not as bad as like the Thornton one later in the game.
Oh yeah,
where he just creams him right in the head late, and I'm like, okay, well at least you called that. That's fine. Like,
yeah,
it's not. Well, we
Sorry?
just got Wheeler back from concussion, so I watched that play and I was like, okay, sure.
Yeah.
Let's put
That
Harkins
Galchenyuk one, I thought, I don't think he had any like dirty intentions or he was trying to hit high. You could tell he kind of stopped and like asked if he was okay, kind of. Yeah,
for sure.
There's that one hit though. I think Dubois like decked Foligno, and then Foligno decked Pionk or something.
Well,
Right.
the thing I saw was Foligno hit Morrissey.
Yeah, Morrissey.
And I don't think PLD nailed Foligno. He just got mad at him.
Yeah.
He just got mad.
No, it was right before that. Right before that, Dubois knocked him on his ass.
Yeah.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he did.
Fair
So-
play to the boy.
yeah.
Nice.
So
I think
Dubois
I can
knocked him
see it.
down. He got up. That was kind of just like everyone was kind of mad.
Yeah.
Shift. Everyone was just going for each
he
other's
got that
heads.
bad penalty, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an atrocious penalty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Who thinks hitting someone in the shin guard that is never a smart penalty?
Behind the play like that, that's not good.
Exactly. Well, it's dumb.
Listen,
dumb.
if that's Tortorella, he's sitting the rest of the game.
Okay,
Yeah.
So-
well, let's be fair. If it was Tortorella, he would never have touched the ice to begin with.
But that's the thing.
Let's
It's
be
like
clear here. He
if
would have
there's a little-
designated him as a power forward, and he never would have touched the ice.
But like something like that, depending on the coach, can get you sat for a long time, like a long time. Putting your team in that kind of position, that's just selfish, right?
Mhm,
So-
for sure.
Yeah. And then I don't know if that was before or after, but Marner scored
That's
from
Marner's after. Yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
Marner scored from Matthews. They originally said, Foligno got the assist, but they didn't end up crediting it to him. It was a great neutral zone play by Matthews, and then just a rolling puck, and Marner just rips it with a slap shot in the slot. Beautiful goal. Did you guys have anything?
Nothing you can do on that.
Yeah, you don't usually see Marner wind up like that.
Yeah,
good
that
to
was
see.
weird.
It was good to see that though, and Foligno made a nice play at the blue line. I mean, it didn't go directly from Foligno to Matthews, but Matthews ended up with the puck, and magic happens with Matthews and Marner, and them going back and forth. So yeah, it was a good play, I think. And the rolling puck, hard for a goalie.
Oh, knuckle puck.
Yeah, it was knuckle.
Mighty Ducks.
Knuckle puck. No one stops the knuckle puck.
Yeah, and then 5 minutes later, from a Leafs perspective, it was a weird play, and from a Jets fan perspective, it was a smart play. I think it was Scheifele, kind of grabbed.
That's Wheeler, who got tied up with Marsden.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's what I was talking about.
That's what the analysts would like to call veteran instincts, which is I'm going to grab your stick, so hopefully I get a penalty.
Yeah,
Like,
and then Muzzin ended up dropping his stick, which took him out of the play, and there was no one covering the man in front. I forgot who scored that one.
Kyle
Connor.
Okay, Connor. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Connor. Okay.
Most second period goals in the league.
Jeez.
Because he doesn't do anything for the first and third. But yes, it's good. No, seriously. Go back and look at the tapes or whatever. They're all open nets. They're all on the power play, 95% of them. I don't hate Kyle Connor. I just would like him to score a little bit of a nicer shot.
You're wearing his jersey.
Okay. I bought this before the season, and if I knew Ehlers was gonna play like just the best, I would have got an Ehlers one. But they're not.
How about
cheap.
Scheifele?
Well, okay. So the reason I wear this one is because the two on the sides of me that I have in the video are both the Winter Classics, and I just like the symmetry of it. Like I just like having the two Winter Classics on the shoulders, and the Scheifele one doesn't fit me. Like no matter how skinny I am, especially if I wear a sweater under it. So like I'm just like, you win by default. Like
Yeah.
I say you put some shoulder pads on and then wear it.
Well, I'm a goalie, so if I'm wearing shoulder pads, I'm wearing the whole chest.
True.
Yeah.
True. And I guess we'll transition to the third period here. Not that many goals as the last periods, or not many, many, whatever. But the Jets did put on some pressure. Sorry.
Yeah.
The Jets did put on some pressure.
You're doing good, buddy.
Thank you. I'm trying.
Nailed the intro. You nailed it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, at least I got a first try this time. Adam Brooks, though, I thought he had a pretty good game.
Oh,
That's one thing I
very
noticed.
good.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
He
Yeah,
always plays good.
I thought sometimes Brooks, there were a couple times, two to be exact, that I noticed 100% that he should have just shot the puck.
Yeah.
That's a really normal thing to do, though, when you haven't played many NHL games. And
That one where Brossois was
Spezza. Spezza 2-on-1.
Yeah, so Spezza 2-on-1, and there was one where Brossois was coming out, and he basically had
He looked like he was
wide
going
length, and
to
that he
the
tried to
face-off.
pass it back door. That's like he should be shooting in that situation.
Yeah.
Whether he doesn't trust the angle or his shot or what, whatever the reason is, it's not like unlikely for a new player in the league to do something like that. Scared to shoot, I don't know, but
Well, the goalie's gaining depth quick as well, so that's a little bit of a sight. Like when you see the goalie rapidly approaching you, even though like a veteran would know that I still have the edge because he has to stop before I shoot. Otherwise, he's probably dead in the water. It's a very daunting sight, especially if he knows he's got Spezza on the backdoor pass.
Yeah. So actually, talking about guys who haven't played much in the NHL, I got two guys in mind here, and one of them didn't play this game, but Sandin, I think has been great, just carrying the puck out of the Leafs, and defensively, I think they could potentially see him with well, I guess they're both lefties, but I would like to see him Muzzin and him maybe a pairing, but they're both lefties, so it might not work. But Sandin's been exceeding my expectations for sure.
Yeah.
The past two games, and then go ahead.
You said you.
No, I was just agreeing. What?
Right. Okay. And then the other guy I wanted to ask Zach was, I kind of talked down on him last podcast. Just watching one game, I didn't know much about him. It wasn't on the last podcast, but it was about a while ago when they played the Jets. I was talking down on Logan Stanley.
No, you were
play this
not.
game. He didn't play this game.
Him.
I was praising him.
Eric was praising him, and I was saying, yeah, you know what? He's noticeable because he's huge, but he doesn't do anything.
He has the second best plus minus among rookies in the league.
He's a rookie.
Hey, you know what? Everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but
Even
what
if
do you
it's
think?
wrong.
Like, you've watched him. Obviously. I only saw him that one game or two games, but
good. I'm so happy for he's a good presence, and he's a lot more smarter. Like obviously he's still getting used to the systems that he has to play in, which is just normal for anyone in their rookie season, especially in defense, I feel, because with offense, it's very simple, just score. With defense, it's a little more complex because you have to realize how teams want you to get the puck out of the zone, how you should be incorporated on offensive chances, which is a lot harder for rookie defensemen. I've really liked his ability to realize when he has time and space in the offensive zone. It's been very good. He had a nice first goal, if he's ever going to get one. It was a bar down on David Riddick. It was just nice. It was just beautiful. And he's already gotten, I think he already has like 4 points in like around 20 games played or something like that, which is pretty good considering we don't rely overly, like really on our defense to generate offense other than Pionk really. I like him a lot. The thing is he wasn't playing today because he's a left-handed defenseman. And Jordy Ben is also a left-handed defenseman. So he was the odd man out there, which is very frustrating for Jets fans because in truth, I would be fine if one of our left defensemen, preferably Ben, although I guess you could do it with Stanley, would go to the right side because I just want Tucker Poolman off the roster. Like, Poolman plays with Morrissey. And the only thing I can compare that to is pretty much Morrissey just trying to carry this dead weight up a mountain. Like, it's making Morrissey not look like a top caliber defenseman when he's a solid top 4 option because he has to play with Tucker Poolman, and Tucker Poolman couldn't hit the broadside of a barn in Alabama. Like, it's brutal. He had an open net chance today in the second period. He just missed it. And he goes in on the rushes. And I'm like, why are you lying to yourself? You're not going to score. You have 1 point. You're not getting anything.
Sounds like Jake Gardner to me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's the Jake Gardner of
Jake the Snake.
Yeah.
Well, there was another thing about this game that I realized was the Jets were doing a lot of flip passes up in the air over the neutral zone. And the Leafs used to do that a lot under Babcock. They would usually send Kapanen, let the D aerial the puck out and send Kapanen. The Leafs don't really have a guy that they would like to blow out of the zone right now, like Kapanen, right? Mm-hmm. I think if Robertson was a full-time player, they could try to do it with him maybe sometimes, but the Jets were doing it a lot. Yeah. So I think the Leafs adapted to it, but
I was surprised by that because that's not a play we've been using on the that's not been a regular play. Yeah. And we used it multiple times tonight. Like the first time we did it, I think was with Dubois, and I went, "Oh, okay, cool." And like we started doing it in the third period. So that either tells me that somewhere our offensive coordinating decided that you guys were putting your D too far up in the neutral zone.
Yeah.
We would have room to do that, or that you guys weren't being able to get back to play pucks like with enough.
You look at Muzzin and Hall; those are two big dudes, and they're not speed oriented, right?
Exactly.
So, no,
the puck over them, and
yeah. A lot of times, like I remember even when I was like, even like last year, or the year before, like playing like hockey, like just like playing a higher level hockey. Sometimes the coach will notice a slow pairing or a team that's in need of a goal. Mm-hmm. Not that the Leafs were in need of a goal that much this game, but they were offensively more up in the play. I think the defensemen especially. So a coach will realize that and go, okay, let's send you this. If you have a chance to, if the D get the puck below, I don't want you going to the wall. Just go down the ice and try to push them all the way back, and we'll try and hit you up the wall or in the air. So sometimes that's what happens, and that's I think what the Jets were starting to do against especially Muzzin and Hull. So
sure.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like didn't really come back to bite us. Although that being said, we did give up a stretch pass in the first opening seconds of the game. So whatever. But at the same time, like if the Jets are going to try to do more chances like that, I'm all for it. It would be really great when trying to argue to do those new chances that you score on them. But like, I guess I can't have my cake and eat it too. So like, take the chances we get.
Yeah, that actually brings me to my last 2 points. Felly, you always the first podcast you said that those goalies need that last big save just to close off.
This was at 12 minutes. I know it. It was a 12
Was
minute.
it on the Dubois breakaway?
Yeah.
Well, breakaway.
Yeah. So they
did
the flip it up.
Yeah, for sure. I agree with you.
Yeah. They did flip it over, and then Dubois got that breakaway. Campbell just got his glove out to save it.
Dubois had the step on Hall, like we were just talking about.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, an amazing save by Campbell, and that's basically when he made that save. I was like, okay, the Leafs got this. I trust in Campbell, and that's what ended up happening. And then Marner scored from Foligno, and Foligno gets his first official point with 5 seconds left in the empty net.
Yeah, that was good to see. But just before we wrap it up here, just one last final thing, and that's In those dying minutes of the game, I don't know who else except for when you feed Kyle Connor twice on that 1T side and you make 2 saves, that's pretty big. Being able to give a leading second period goal scorer 2 opportunities on the dot.
This was the third though.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So we had
exactly.
confidence.
It wasn't
in
the
the
second,
score.
so we didn't have to worry.
Yeah. But I thought he had a few big saves there, and obviously that big one, like Felly says, to change the game.
I mean, that's the thing. It's that momentum. It can come from different things. Obviously, like I say, a save is probably the biggest one, but a hit, a fight, obviously, just things that shift momentum like that. A save is a huge one. With 10 minutes left in the game, up by 1 goal, for your goalie to make a game-changing save like that kind of gives you momentum throughout the last 10 minutes. And I know the Jets experienced that a lot with Hellebuck, between the pipes, coming down the wire in games. I'm sure he makes a lot of big saves like that for the Jets. So
sure.
Yeah, no. Yeah, for sure. Like at the end there, it's good. It was funny because the Leafs played it very well with the extra attacker. I didn't really like the Jets setup because what it felt like was happening was every time Scheifele would get it on the right side of Campbell, and Scheifele would look around and try to pretty much the only play he had was to somehow trick Marner into thinking he's not cycling it back up to Morrissey, when in fact he's 100% cycling it back up to Morrissey, who's going to feed it to Kyle Connor. He's not even going to pretend to do anything else. Like by the end of it, Morrissey wasn't even hiding it. He just went, "There you go, Kyle. There you go, Kyle. Can you do it again?" Like,
it's true.
No. And then you guys had 1 Leaf in front of Kyle Connor and then like 3 around the paint. And we had a Jet in front of the net and on the opposite side of the net. Yeah. And I just went, there's your game right there.
You know what? I love Leafs Jets games. They're always entertaining. And I love them because sometimes we get to have Nolan Hockey Podcast come on with us afterwards. This is our second time. I always love our podcast with Nolan Hockey Podcast. Go check him out, obviously. And Leafs and Jets are back out on Saturday, right?
Yep.
Thanks.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. And I guess we'll wrap it up there. So thank you guys for watching the Buds in the Box podcast. Make sure to check out Nolan Hockey Podcast in the description below. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.
Yep. Thanks for having me.